Yes, the lecture has been recorded. Okay. So our next topic is your chi-square test. So chi-square is basically, again, it is you can say a test in which the chi-square is applied only in the case of when the, you can say, when the data is in the form of frequency, like in the number of individuals. So it is not the comparison of mean, it is the comparison of the number of observations. So it is always, chi-square is always applied in the case where there is a number of observations, where like you are given with the provided with the number of observations of one with the other. So now here it is like the example of a chi-square is there is a difference between the observed and the expected. Let's take one example. If you throw a particular dice, you have thrown a dice 6 times. I have taken this example in probability also. Suppose you have thrown a dice 6 times, the expected number of frequency of each outcome, the expected number of outcome of each number of outcomes of each out of each event, you can say, of each item 1 to 6 is 1. Expected number is 1, but observed can be 1 comes 2 times, 2 comes 3 times, but rest all comes 0 times. So this is the observed frequency. Now we have to check whether there is a significant difference between the observed and the expected. So that can be calculated through chi-square test. Fine. So it is like we have to find the number of frequencies, that how many. Suppose we have taken the another example. Um, you can say there is an expected number of events is this, and if I observed actual experiment, these is the actual frequency coming out to be. So I have to analyze that whether it is a significant difference between the observed frequency and the expected frequency. So in that case, we have to apply the chi-square test. So condition of the chi-square test is the data must be in the form of frequency. It should not be like the mean or averages or something like that. It cannot be like that. It can be only if the data is in the form of frequencies only. Like suppose we have made a survey form to the individual. Now we are counting in that. Now we make a count on that, that out of maybe 100 individuals I have filled the form, how many of them are satisfied. So 20 of them are satisfied, 25 of them are not satisfied. So I am counting the number of individuals. So in that particular case, I can apply the chi-square test. So chi-square can only be applied when there is a data in the form of frequency. So that is the first condition of the chi-square. Chi-square can be applied in the two cases. First is to test the goodness of fit. To test the goodness of fit means the same case as what is the difference between the expected and the observed. So we have made the analysis on the basis of expectations, because we cannot make the planning on observation, because if it is already done, what to plan. So we can only plan to expectation values. That's why we have done the probability, because to analyze that expectations. So we can only plan on expectations, we cannot plan on observation, because if it is already observed, nothing can be planned, because the event has already been occurred observed. So what is the case of planning in that case? So that's why we have to plan in the case of expectations. Now we have to check whether that particular expectations meet the goodness of fit to the observed data or not. Whatever I have made the expectations, that will meet the goodness of fit in actual observations. So that is the first test we can do in the case of chi-square, to test the goodness of fit. That is the first thing. The next is test the significance of association between the two attributes. So you have to check the association between the two attributes, that whether this particular two things has a significance association among them or not. So that can be the two tests which can involve two parts under which you can involve the chi-square. So let's start with an example only so that we'll be clear with this. So uh, uh,
You're not audible, sir.
one second, I'm searching for a question. Wait a minute. So this question, I will share you the screen. The screen is visible to you. So
Yes,
Yes,
see
sir.
sir.
this. So see this question. A die is thrown 132 times with the following results. So a dice is thrown 132 times with the following results. The number turned up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the frequency is, it is the observed frequency given to you. That 1 has come 16 times, 2 has come 20 times, and so on. So you have to find, is the dice unbiased? Fine. So you have written the question. I'll I'll note down this question in Excel so that we can solve there. So the question is like the number of the event outcome, you can say, outcome and the observed frequency. You are given with the outcome and the observed frequency. So outcome is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and observed frequency for first is 16, 20, 16, 20, 25, 14, 29, 28. Fine. Let's come to now the so Excel sheet is visible now.
Yes, sir.
So this is your so this is your outcomes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 can be the outcome of a dice, and observed frequency is given to you as 16, 20, 25, 14, 29, and 28. So the total of the same comes out to be 132. So this is the distribution of the observed frequency given to you, that if I throw a dice 132 times, then 16 times 1 come, 20 times 2 will come, 2 had come, already occurred. So 25 times 3 had come, and so on. So that is the observed. And what is the expected frequency? Now you have to calculate the expected frequency. What is the expected frequency? What is the expected frequency for 1? Tell me what can be the expected frequency for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So expected frequency is each outcome has an equal probability to come. It is not like the dice is unbiased. So every outcome has an equal probability to come. So that means,
One.
no, equal probability. So that means the total number of observations, like 132, has to be divided by the 6 outcomes, because each has a equal probability. So as you can say, 1 by 6 is the probability of each outcome. So the number of frequencies can be the total into 1 by 6. So which can be 132 divided by 6. So 22 is the expected outcome for each.
करना
So 22 is the expected frequency. And again, the total is, hello?
Yes, sir. Please repeat it.
I repeat the same. I'm telling that this is the 132 times I'm throwing a dice. So this is the observed frequency. When I have diced, when I have actually give the observation, I have already given, I have thrown 132 times the dice. So the result is like this: 16 times 1 has come, 20 times 2 has come, and so on. But if I don't throw it, I'll simply says I will throw 132 times the dice. So what will be the expected number of outcomes of each outcome? So each outcome has the equal probability to come because it is an unbiased dice. ऐसा तो नहीं है ना कि dice पे 1 है जो 2 बार है और 2 printed ही नहीं है. It is not like that. A dice is a fair dice with 1 to 6 faces on that, and each face has the equal chance to come. तो 132 अगर टोटल है तो सारे क्या आएंगे? 132 डिवाइडेड बाय नंबर ऑफ आउटकम्स विच इज 6. तो 22 अब जैसे अच्छा 132 का छोड़ो, टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ 36 टाइम्स. मैंने एक डाइस को 36 टाइम्स थ्रो किया तो क्या होगा? सारे दो बार आएंगे. तो 36 डिवाइडेड बाय 6 सारे 6 बार आएंगे. एक्सपेक्टेड में तो सारे 6 टाइम्स ही आएंगे ना. या मैंने 12 टाइम्स भी थ्रो किया तो क्या होगा? सारी चीजें दो बार आएंगी. 1 is also coming 2 times, 2 is also coming 2 times in case of 12 times throwing of a dice. वही चीज यहाँ तो अगर हमने 2 किए तो कैसे निकाला? 12 by 6 2 आया तो सारों के 2 एक्सपेक्टेड फ्रीक्वेंसीज आ गई. यहाँ हमने 132 टाइम्स थ्रो किया है एंड ईच फेस हैज अ इक्वल probability or equal frequency to come. So that's why 132 divided by 6 comes out to be 22. So 22 will be appearing in the all the expected frequencies of all the outcomes. So that is your 22. Fine. Now we have to check whether this observed frequency has a goodness of fit with this expected frequency, because we get only the expected frequency in advance. We cannot get the observed frequency in advance because it is the observed. It is observed frequency only I'll get when the actual event has to occur. When I have actually incurred the event, then only I get this observed frequency data. But up to not implementation, we get only the expected frequency. But after implementation, I want to check whether there is a significance of fit with the observed data and the goodness of and the expected frequency. So in that particular case, we can apply the chi-square test. So chi-square test, the condition is the data must be in the form of frequency. So in our question, the data is in the form of frequency only. That 16 times 1 will come, 20 times 2 will come, 22 times 2 will come. So all the data is in the form of number of outcomes. So that's why we can apply the chi-square over here. So again, the same thing, step 1, formulation of hypothesis. So null hypothesis H naught. So H naught says their observed is equal to dice is unbiased. If the dice is unbiased means observed is equal to expected. So observed is equal to expected. So ultimate the objective is the dice is unbiased. Fine. So H naught is observed, which is equal to expected. Observed is equal to expected, so that means the dice is unbiased. And alternate is observed is not equal to expected. So observed is not equal to expected means the meaning is the dice is biased. So that we have to find ultimately that we have to find that if the dice is unbiased or biased. Right? So now the step 2. Here in the case of chi-square test, there is no significance of the one tail and the two tail test. So we are not calculating one tail and two tail. It will be like only one, you can say a two tail test in case of a chi-square. So in chi-square, there is no role of the one tail or the two tail. Fine. So second step comes the calculated value of the chi-square. So calculated value of the chi-square you want to calculate. And chi-square, the symbol is, you can say, I cannot draw the symbol over here. If I'll see if it is available over in the symbols or not. Like X with the first curve to be a elongated one. So that is a symbol of a chi-square. I don't know if it is available in our list of symbols in Excel or not. I don't found that particular symbol. Okay, I'll check and then, but it is like this one. X with the first curve as a elongated one. So, so calculated value, I'm here writing the chi-square only. So you have to find the calculated value of the chi-square. So the formula for the same is, so chi-square is equal to, so chi-square is equal to the summation of observed minus expected. The formula is a formula of this is summation of observed minus expected square and divided by expected. So this is the formula for the chi-square. So which is observed minus expected square divided by expected, then you have to give the summation. So observed minus expected square divided by expected. So that is the formula. So that means first you have to calculate observed minus expected, then the square of the same, and then divided by the expected value, and then you have to take the sum of It is not like the observed minus expected square ka sum divided by the expected. It is first you have to calculate this whole term, observed minus expected square divided by expected, then whatever the answer come, then you have to make the sum of all these values. So that becomes the chi-square calculated value. So if we calculate from this, so we have to calculate from this data. So this is your O and this is your E, observed frequency and expected frequency. So first you have to calculate O minus E. So which is, so O minus E means observed minus expected. So this becomes your observed minus expected. So this is your observed minus expected values. Now you have to find observed minus expected square. Observed minus expected square values you want to find. So observed minus expected square values is observed minus expected frequencies is this multiplied by this itself. So this becomes observed minus expected square. Now we have to calculate observed minus expected square divided by expected. So now we have to calculate observed minus expected square divided by expected, which will be equal to observed minus expected square divided by expected. So this is your expected. So this comes your observed minus expected square divided by expected. So this becomes your observed minus expected square divided by expected values. Now you have to take the summation. So take the sum of all the values to have the chi-square calculated value. So the chi-square calculated value comes out to be 9. So we have the chi-square calculated value here in this particular example. The chi-square calculated value comes out to be 9. Fine. So the ultimately we get the calculated value of all this by applying this. It comes out to be 9. Fine. Now the step 3. So step 3 is the table value. Now again in the table value you have to see the chi-square table. So again there is a separate table for the chi-square also. So this the method to see the table is the same as of the T table, but there is a separate table for that. There is a separate table, but the way to see the chi-square table is the same as that of a T table. So I will show you the chi-square table. I'm sharing the screen. The screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
So this is your chi-square table. So on the top of the table, it is the you can say the screenshot only. Otherwise, on the top of the table, it was written as the values of the chi-square. So you have to check the values of the chi-square table. First, you have to check the heading of the table. Don't be in a hurry. See the table so that you can take a T table to check the value of chi-square. So check the title of the table. It is written over there that the values of the chi-square. So here it is like the first is your degrees of freedom again, and here is again the level of significance in the same way as we have checked for the t-test. So the way of checking is same, but there is a different table for the chi-square. Clear? So here our degrees of freedom is the total number of observations, the total number of events, you can say it is 6 in the nature. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our degrees of freedom become n minus 1, which is 5. So we have to check for this 5, and the level of significance by default it is 5%. So we have to go for 5%. So 5% means 0.05. So the answer becomes 11.07. So the degrees of freedom is 5 and your level of significance is 0.05. So your table value becomes 11.07. So if you calculate the table value of the chi-square, it comes out to be 11.07. So that is your table value. Now step 4 is comparison. So comparison of the table with the calculated.
Sir, table value वाला repeat करना.
So table value we have to see for the number of observations. Number of observation means the number of outcomes for which we have to do. So they are 6 in numbers. So the degrees of freedom is n minus 1. So it becomes 5. So 5 is your degrees of freedom and 5% level of significance. So 5% means 0.05. So 11.07. 5 degrees of freedom and 0.05 is the level of significance. So 11.07 is your table value. Right? So the table value comes out to be 11.07 and your calculated is 9. So as calculated is less than table. So what is our decision? Calculated is less than the table value. Our decision is acceptance or rejection?
Acceptance.
Of null hypothesis.
Yes.
So acceptance of null hypothesis means there is no significant difference between the expected and the observed frequencies, and we can say that the dice is unbiased. Clear? So here you feel अब खुद देखो यहाँ पे otherwise क्या है? The data has a difference 16, 22, 20, 22, but it is not a significant difference. But अगर मैं इस data को change करता हूँ, let's suppose let's try it. इसको हम 8 कर देते हैं और ये अगला 8 जो है 8 वहां कम करे और यहाँ अगर हम 8 इंक्रीज कर देते हैं, ये देखो एक ही डेटा को चेंज करने से ये 22 एक्सपेक्टेड होने चाहिए थे, बट आई सिर्फ 8 टाइम्स है. फाइन. आने एक्सपेक्टेड फ्रीक्वेंसी कितनी है 22, बट ऑब्जर्व्ड फ्रीक्वेंसी सपोज ओनली 8. सो मैंने एक को किया चेंज और यहाँ वो जो 8 कम के अगेन टोटल इज 132, बट आई हैव चेंज द डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन. सो इसकी वजह से ये देखो ये वैल्यू कितनी हो गई 13.36. नाउ अब क्या होगा, अब ये कैलकुलेटेड वैल्यू जो है वो 13.36 हो गई, टेबल 11.07 है. सो इन दिस पर्टिकुलर केस आर null hypothesis is rejected. So अब reject हो जाएगा because there is a significant difference now between the observed frequencies and the expected frequency. So that is you can say a task of the chi-square test to check whether the observed frequency and the expected frequency has a goodness of fit or not. Clear? So let's check with this. So this is a solved example only. So again the chi-square value here comes out to be 9. So degrees of freedom is 5. So 11.07. So that's why we have discussed that it is unbiased dice. Clear? Any doubts in this now?
Clear.
So the next question is saying find the chi-square for the following information. There will be 5 classes ABCD and observed frequency is 429, 44, 15, 14 and 4. and theoretical frequencies is also given. So in this particular case, what we have calculated the expected. In the previous case, we have calculated the expected. So the 132 divided by 6, so 22 will be the expected frequency for each. But in this particular case, so they are provided with the theoretical frequencies also. So they are expected frequency or theoretical frequency is one and the same thing. So they are provided with the data. Now you have to simply apply that case, observed minus expected. So 8 minus 7, 29 minus 4 and so on. So observed minus expected is a square divided by expected. You calculate the chi-square calculated. Then in the same way you can say the table value, and then you have to decide that if there is a significant difference in the students among the classes A, B, C, D, E. So that you can calculate with this chi-square. Now the next is this one. So read this illustration, illustration 5. Illustration 5 says a genetic theory states that a children having one parent of blood type A and the other of blood type B will always be of the one of the three types A, AB and B. And the proportion of the three types will be on an average be as 1:2:1. A report says that out of 300 children having one A parent and one B parent, 30% were found to be type A, 45% are the type AB, and the remainder will be the type B. Test the hypothesis of the chi-square. Fine. So now read the question. If the last line is not be there, then also you have to decide that whether it is a case of a chi-square or not. So it is given like a genetic theory states that a children having one parent or AB. So that is the genetic theory. It says कि अगर एक parent is of A blood type and another of B, so the child must be either of A or B or of AB with the average proportion of proportion. So proportion here means the number of children. So in the proportion of 1:2:1 means 1:2:1 means 1:2:1 means 25%. 1:2:1. If we want to calculate the total, it is 1 by the total. So 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1. So 4 is the total. So 1 by 4 is the probability for A. 50% is the probability of AB, and again 25% is the probability of B. So that is the expected. It is given like the expected frequencies of 25, 50 and 25%. 1:2:1 can be read as 25:50:25. Fine. And then the report says that out of 300 children having a one parent of A and B, 30% are found to be A, 45% of AB, and remainder of B. So what is this given like? This is the observed frequency. Expected is 25. Expected is 25, 50 and
25, 50, 25.
25. So that is your expected.
25.
And observed is 30,
20.
45 and the remainder, which is 25. 45 plus 30 is your 75 and plus 25 is the remainder. So they are the observed frequencies. Now you have to again check. So this is the observed and the expected frequencies are given to you. Out of 300 children, they are total of 300 children. So again, all the data is in the form of frequency only. So you can apply the chi-square test to check whether the genetic theory and my report will have a goodness of fit or not. So whether what is the said by the theory, genetic theory, it is saying like the observed frequencies to be expected frequencies to be 1:2:1. So I have to compare my report with the genetic theory, whether this report has a goodness of fit with the genetic theory or not. So that we have to check. So let's do this particular question now. So again here outcomes is, so if we see this particular thing, so here our outcome is, here will be a three outcomes A, AB and B. So there can be only these three outcome sets. So it can be A, AB group or B group. Observed frequency it is given like for 30% of 300. So 30% of 300 means 30% of 300 means 90. Then 45% of 300 means 135, and rest 25% of 300 is 75. So the total comes out to be 300. So this is the observed frequency. Fine. Expected frequency is 25, 50 and 25. So 25% of again 300 is 75. Then 150, 50% is 150 and then again 75. So again the total comes out to be 300. So only the difference comes in the distribution part. Observed is saying this distribution and expected is saying this distribution. क्या चीज? Expected is, we are provided with that there is a ratio of 1:2:1. So you are provided with that the genetic theory gives the ratio of 1:2:1. So 1:2:1 means 1 by total, 1 plus 2, 3 plus 1, 4. So 1, this has the ratio of 1 by 4, this is 2 by 4 and last is 1 by 4. So which is 25%, 50%, 25%. So 25% of 300, 75, 50% of 300, 150 and 25% of 300 is again 75. So the expected frequencies in this distribution 75, 150, 75 and observed frequencies in the distribution of 90, 135 and 75. Now you have to check whether there is a significant difference between the frequencies observed in my report with the genetic theory like this. So the data is in the form of your frequencies, so I can apply the chi-square test. So our null hypothesis says H naught. H naught is report is equal to theory. Fine. And there is a difference between the report actual observed frequencies and the theoretical frequencies is your alternate. So HJ is your report is not equal to, or the frequencies in the report does not match with the theoretical frequencies. Has a significant difference, not match. We are not using the word match, but we are saying that there is a significant difference between the frequencies observed in the report with as compared to the theoretical frequencies, genetic theory frequencies. Fine. So that is your, so report is not equal to the report is not equal to your theory. Fine. Now step 2 is the chi-square calculated value. So find the chi-square calculated value. So chi-square calculated value is, so first you have to find O minus E, so which will be equal to observed minus expected. This is your observed minus expected. So this is your observed minus expected. Then you have observed minus expected square. So observed minus expected square is
Total 4.5.
okay.
Total 4.5.
So this is your observed minus expected, and then you have to solve observed minus expected square divided by expected. So this is your observed minus expected square divided by expected values, and then the total sum 5 it is coming. You are telling ये तो 5 आ रहा है.
So 2 to 5 divided by 150.
1.5 आएगा सर.
Okay,
1.5 आएगा.
इसने राउंड ऑफ कर दिया. 1 second. It has round off this. Okay, 4.5. So this is the round off error it has created because I have formatted the cells to the 0 decimal places. So it comes out to be 4.5. So now the chi-square calculated value comes out to be 4.5. Now the next is your chi-square table. So you have to check for the chi-square table value now. So what is the chi-square table value? You have to check for the table at. So degrees of freedom is now here 2. There can be only 3 outcomes, A, B and B. So 3 minus 1, 2 is the degrees of freedom, and level of significance is again by default 5%. So you have to again go for the chi-square table, check at the degrees of freedom 2 and 5%, which is 5.991. So your T table value comes out to be 5.991. Fine. So now the chi-square calculated is less than table value. So calculated is less than the table value means. So calculated is less than table means we have to accept
sir.
our null hypothesis. So we have to accept our null hypothesis that the theory results and the observed report has no significant difference. So that is the logic behind that question. Fine. So let's check it in that question also if the same results coming is not. So 4.5, the degrees of freedom is 2, 5.991, and in the same, this supports the theoretical hypothesis. The result is this supports the theoretical hypothesis of the genetic theory that average type of this is in the proportion of 1:2:1. Clear? Fine enough?
Yes, sir.
Now see this question. The next type or the last type of this question under the chi-square is this one. So this is the table given to you showing the distribution of the outbreak of an smallpox. Fine. So this will be like, this is the total number of patients who are attacked with the smallpox. Attacked or not attacked? I'm not saying it is attacked. There will be a total. I have taken the data from 2000. I have taken a sample of 2000. It is not the 2000 individuals who are attacked with the smallpox, but we have taken a total sample size of 2000, out of which 206 are attacked and 1784 are not attacked. And the further condition is from the total of 2000. So it will be like the sum of the persons are already vaccinated with this smallpox vaccination and some of them are non-vaccinated. So the distribution of vaccination and non-vaccination is, so 5 out of these 2000, 500 are vaccinated and 1500 are non-vaccinated. And again, out of this who are vaccinated, 500 are vaccinated. So out of 500, those who are vaccinated, 31 are attacked with the smallpox and 469 are not attacked with the vaccination. Who are vaccinated are not attacked with the smallpox. So this example we can have a similarization with the today's COVID example also. So like some persons are vaccinated, some are not vaccinated. So we have taken a sample of 2000, out of which 500 having already the vaccination of COVID and 1500 are not having the vaccination. And further, that 500 individuals, out of that 31 are attacked with the COVID and 469 are safe who are vaccinated. And from this 1500 who are not vaccinated, 1315 are not attacked and 185 are attacked. So this is the data. Now we have to analyze that if there is an effect of vaccination or not. So whether there is an effect of vaccination in preventing a particular disease to occur. That is the task of today also, because there is a vaccination going on in the country. So the government or the research organizations has to analyze that whether there is a significant effect of the vaccination, that if given the vaccination is significantly reducing the causes of catching a particular COVID. So if it is a significant difference, if the vaccination will drastically reduce the chances of getting a COVID, then only there is a positive expectations to launch a vaccination drive. Otherwise, if vaccination does not have many positive effect, so what is the use of driving such a vaccination drive in a whole country? Because otherwise, if doing a vaccination or not doing a vaccination does not have a significant effect in preventing a disease, so what is the role of doing a drive of vaccination in the whole country? So that we have to analyze whether there is a significant effect of doing the vaccination in preventing a disease or not. So that is our this question. So it is a practical oriented. It is not like that we have to do only in the. So it is chi-square test will be applicable in this case to check whether there is a effect of vaccination or not. Fine. So now here we'll do this particular case, and we have to make this particular data in the Excel. I cannot copy paste the data. I have to make it over there. You can tell me what is there, and then I will type over here. So it will be tagged, not attacked, not attacked, vaccinated, not vaccinated. Fine. So this is the data given, and vaccinated attacked is how much? How much there are who are vaccinated and attacked? 31, 469. 31, 469, 185, and 1315. Fine. So this is the data given to you. Now you have to analyze whether there is an effect of vaccination or not in preventing the disease. Okay. So here is again all the data is in the form of frequency. Again the data is 31 are the number of individuals who are attacked, who are vaccinated and attacked. 469 are the number of individuals who are vaccinated and not attacked. So all these are the numbers. So that's why again we can apply the chi-square test. So if I have to apply the null hypothesis, so H naught says, there is no effect of vaccination. So null hypothesis says there is no effect of vaccination, as if it is the observed frequency is equal to the expected frequency. So there is no effect of vaccination, that is your null hypothesis, and HJ says there is a significant effect of vaccination. there is a significant effect of vaccination, that will be your alternate, and there is no effect of vaccination, that will be your null. Okay. So now for that, again the step 2 is your calculated value of the chi-square. So for calculated value of the chi-square, you have to find the observed values and the expected values. So observed is given to you, that this is the actual observed values, 31, 469, 185, 113, 15. So it will be the, so now we have 4 categories. So we have the 4 categories of the patients. Vaccinated, I'm writing like this, vaccination attacked. The first category is vaccination and attacked. Another is vaccination and not attacked. Third one is non-vaccinated attacked, and the third one is non-vaccination not attacked. Fine. So there will be 4 categories: vaccination attacked, vaccination not attacked, non-vaccination attacked, and non-vaccination not attacked. So these are the 4 categories we have. Now among these 4 categories, what is the observed frequency? So first we'll take the observed frequencies. So observed frequencies under all these 4 categories are: vaccinated attacked is 31, vaccinated not attacked is 469, non-vaccinated attacked is 185, and non-vaccinated non-attacked is 1315. 31, 469, 185, 1315. Fine. So now the next is not expected frequency. Now how to check the expected frequency? Now here how to check the expected frequency. So first we have to take the total. So total here also and the total of this also. So both sides you have to find the total. So the total comes out to be, so this is equal to this plus this. So that is the 500 that is already given in the question, but I have not taken the total. So this is your 500 and this is your 1500. So this is the total of this, and if we'll take the total of this, it comes out to be 216 here, and and 1784, and again if you will take the grand total, it comes out to be 2000. So here also it is 2000, from here it is also 2000. So that is the distribution. Now if you want to calculate the theoretical frequencies of, or the expected frequencies then of vaccinated attacked, so for first you have to find, so the method is, so which will be equal to the theoretical frequencies of the first case. So first case is this 31, so you have to find the expected frequencies against this 31. So it can be found by the total of row into total of column divided by the grand total. So which will be equal to, if you want to find against this 31, so total of this row, so which will be equal to 500 into the total of your respective column. So 216 divided by the grand total, which is 2000. So that 54. Wait a minute. So that comes out to be 54. So 54 is my expected frequency for the first case. Fine. Now for the second, apply for the second. The same way for 469, you have to find the expected frequencies against this 469. So which is the total? So which will be equal to the total of the row 500 into 1784 divided by 2000. So 446 is the So 446 will be the expected frequencies against 469. Now you have to check for this against 185, which will be equal to, against 185 it is 1500 into 216. So 1500 into 216 divided by, again, grand total 2000, so 162. Fine. And the last is, and for the last it is like, is equal to 1784, sorry, is equal to the for this particular case, so it is 1500 multiplied by 1784 divided by grand total 2000, so 1338. So that will be your 4 theoretical frequencies. So these are your observed frequencies, these are your expected frequencies. Now you can, the same way you can calculate your chi-square calculated. First is observed minus expected. So first is observed minus expected, which will be equal to, this is your observed minus expected. So this is your observed minus expected values for all the 4 cases. Now next is observed minus expected square. So which is this multiply by this. So this is your observed minus expected square values. Now observed minus expected square divided by expected. So this is equal to observed minus expected square divided by expected. So this is your observed minus expected square divided by expected values. Now you have to take the sum of all, so which is 14.64319. Let's check with that. So if we are doing over here, so these were 446, 54, 446, 162. So 162, 1338. That will be our theoretical frequencies. And if we calculate this, so this comes out to be 14.642. So this is also coming like 14.642. So our chi-square calculated value is 14.643 or 642. So that is your chi-square calculated value. Now you have to check for chi-square table value. So for that you require a degrees of freedom. So here the degrees of freedom is, it will be in the rows and columns. So here the number of rows and number of columns. So here will be 2 rows and 2 columns. So R minus 1 into C minus 1. So number of rows minus 1 into number of columns minus 1. So that becomes your degrees of freedom. So R minus 1 is 2 minus 1, 1. And again column is again 2. So 2 minus 1 into 2 minus 1. 1 into 1, answer is 1. So you have the degrees of freedom as 1. So you have to check for 1 at 5%. So if you'll check 1 degrees of freedom at 1 and 5%, it comes out to be 3.841. So the chi-square table value comes out to be 3.841.
Sir, degree of freedom कितना होगा इसमें?
Number of rows minus 1 into number of column minus 1. The formula for degrees of freedom is R minus 1 into C minus 1. That is your equal to C minus 1. That is your degrees of freedom in this case. So R is number of rows. So number of rows here, you not have to take the total. ये ध्यान रखना है कि टोटल को बीच में नहीं लेना, कैटेगरीज लेनी है. So vaccinated, non-vaccinated are the 2 rows and columns are attacked and not attacked. So here it is like r minus 1. So 2 minus 1, 1, and column is again 2, attacked, non-attacked, so it will again 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 into 2 minus 1, 1 into 1, that is 1. So degrees of freedom is 1. So 1.05, it comes out to be 3.841. So next is comparison. Our chi-square calculated value is greater than your table value. So chi-square calculated value is greater than your table value. So we'll reject the null hypothesis, means there is a significant effect of vaccination in preventing the disease. Clear? So since it is a significant effect in preventing the disease, because the chi-square value is greater than your table value. Fine. Any doubts in this chi-square test? So let's check it. We'll do the hit and trial and let's check it if it is when there is no effect of the vaccination. When there is a no effect in the vaccination.
सर एक बार ऑब्जर्व्ड बताना आपने कैसे निकाला?
Observed तो given है ना. This is given. हमने expected निकाली, observed तो given है हमें. हेलो, एक्सपेक्टेड बताऊं कैसे निकाली? ऑब्जर्व्ड, ऑब्जर्व्ड तो हमें गिवन है, डेटा में ही गिवन है.
ओके सर.
एक्सपेक्टेड में डाउट है क्या? बिकॉज वी हैव कैलकुलेटेड एक्सपेक्टेड.
यस सर.
So expected is like, if suppose I have calculated the expected, I want to calculate the expected value against this 31. This 31 is the observed frequency. I want to calculate the expected value against this 31. So it will be calculated like the total of this row, which will be equal to, so which will be equal to the total of this row is 500. Which will be equal to the total of this row, which will be 500. So total of this row, that is total of this row, that is 500 multiply by total of the respective column. उसी की रो और उसी के कॉलम का टोटल का मल्टीप्लीकेशन. So that is 216 whole divided by the grand total. So 54. So 54 is your theoretical frequency. Fine. For next particular case, the total of this 500 into 1784. So total of this row, total of the column. So if it is like this, it is 500 multiplied by 1784 whole divided by 2000. Grand total is 2000. So 446. So 446 is the theoretical frequency of the second case. So in that way, you can calculate the expected frequencies, and then you will take the respective step to calculate whether it is the null hypothesis is accepted or rejected. So in our particular case, chi-square calculated comes out to be 14.63 and table value is 3.841. So as the calculated is greater than your table, so the result is we'll accept our we reject our null hypothesis. So that means there is a significant effect of the vaccination in preventing the disease. Fine. So here it is like this. So chi-square is 3.841. The calculated is much higher than the table value, and hence the result of experiment does not support the hypothesis. So we can conclude that vaccination is effective in preventing the attack from the smallpox. Clear? Any doubt in this chi-square test?
No, sir.
So this is again the practice questions. You can do the same way they are doing this. So there will be a categories. In this particular question, there will be 6 categories now. So A, poor, there will be two invigilators, A and B, and the 3 income groups. So we have a total of 6 categories: A poor, A middle, A rich, B poor, B middle, B rich. So there will be 6 categories now. So you have, these are the these are the observed frequencies are given to you for each category. Like AP is 160, AM 30, AR is 10, BP 140, BM 120, BR 40. Clear? Now you have to calculate the theoretical frequency. So for this, so theoretical frequency becomes 200 into 300 divided by 500. So 200 into 300 is, so 200 into 300, that is 6,000. 6,000 divided by 500. So which is 120. So 120 is the expected frequency against this 160. Then if you want to calculate against this, so 200 into 150 divided by 500. So 200 into 150, it is 3,000 divided by 500. So it comes out to be 60. So against this 30, it comes out to be 60. For this, it is 200 into 50 divided by 500. So which is, कितना आता है ये 1000? नहीं, 10,000. So in this way you can calculate. So whatever the values come, that is the expected. Now you will check the odd minus expected square and so on to calculate the values of your chi-square. Fine. In the same way you can calculate your one more case is there, is like, so here it is the number of heads are given to you. So we have thrown, see this question now. 8 coins were tossed 256 times and the following distribution has appeared. So number of heads from 0 to 8 in 256 times the tossing of a coin. So there will be no heads 2 times. There will be 1 head in 6 times. So 2 in 30 and so on. So this is the observed frequency. Now what is the expected frequency? So expected frequency you have to calculate with the binomial distribution. So like n is 8, no head is 0, so 8C 0, probability of head is 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 into 256 cases. So here from this binomial distribution, you have to calculate your theoretical frequencies. From this you have to calculate your theoretical frequency. So you have calculated for each case. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for 8 cases you have calculated your expected. Then the same process to apply for the chi-square observed minus expected square. So ultimately you want to find the observed and the expected. Observed is given, expected you have to calculate. So you have to see whether it will be calculated through your binomial distributions or through that formula. So that is alternate. You don't need to do the alternate method. So this is the required method in which you can solve your chi-square. Fine enough. So this is all about your chi-square test. So in this way we can find our chi-square values and it will help in analyzing that whether there is a significant difference in the frequencies. So I'm again repeating, the chi-square is applicable only in the case when there is, we want to find the when we had the data is in the form of frequencies. If the data is not in the form of frequencies, then we cannot apply the chi-square test. So then we cannot apply the chi-square test. So condition of the chi-square is the data must be in the form of frequencies only. Fine enough. Any doubt in the chi-square test that we have discussed today? Any doubts? No. So we are left with one major. Okay, so we are left with the one major test, that is the ANOVA or the F test. So if we start now, it will not be able to complete that. So we will do it in the next lecture. So F test is left. F test at ANOVA is when we have to compare the means. it is again a comparison of the mean. It is not the frequency ANOVA. Again, it is a frequency comparison of mean, as in the case of your Z test or T test. But the difference here is we have more than 2 samples now. So we have done Z test, T test up to the 2 samples only. But if we have more than 2 samples, we had involved the ANOVA or the F test. Fine. So that we will do in the next class. So the ANOVA or the F test will be covering in the last, and then we are more or less completed with the syllabus. Then we'll start with the revisions. Okay. So 1 second, I'll stop the recording.